welcome back to the channel, everybody. Or if you're new, yeah, it's going to be a good one. Seriously.
They asked. What does that mean?
Oh, can I talk now?
Yeah.
I'm going to start with this thing. All right. I talk a lot. Yes,
You can talk now.
I interrupt Mr. B all the time. I'm too loud. I drive people crazy. I'm in your face. All of the above. But we've listened and we've got this bell. We couldn't get a buzzer, so we've got the bell. And when you need it, feel free to use it.
I will.
But yeah, to start off with, I'd love to say thank you to everybody that has jumped on board with questions. As funny as they are, there's no silly question, I don't reckon. So we're going to try and answer them all. And we do apologise if we missed one or two.
Yep.
And if we did and it was really so that you really wanted to know, let us know in the comments below, and I promise I will answer that for you. Not a problem at all. And in saying that, we do answer every single comment on every one of our YouTube episodes.
Yep.
It takes a lot to run a YouTube channel. We, I guess, try the best we can to do YouTube every week, and we have been doing every week now for the last couple of years, and we have also been doing twice a week. It is a lot of work. I know some of you out there have an opinion, but overall I know that most of you that are watching are totally grateful and I guess enjoy what we do.
Yep.
So got that covered. Alrighty, kicking it off, Q&A with Good Different Adventures. Here we go, first one. What camera gear do we use? Well, I think I'll answer that one because I am generally the producer, the editor, the script writer, and whatever else goes into it. So we mainly keep it simple. We have a GoPro 10 and we have a GoPro 12. We also have a DJI Air 2S drone, which I absolutely love to bits. If you have been up to date, I did have a little malfunction with it. DJI were amazing and they replaced it. So with GoPro and DJI, I've always had good results using their products. Mac, we have always used Mac. This is a Mac Pro. Mac Pro is definitely great for editing because it's a lot faster. So I definitely say Mac Pro is what I love. In the way of editing programs, I just stick to iMovie. It's simple. We don't pay big bucks for editing. We just like to keep it simple. The paid thing that we do use is Epidemic Sound for our music.
Yep.
On saying that, I know most of you love the music I choose. Again, if you don't like it, just turn the volume down. I love that comment that one of you guys responded to, so thank you for that. Don't have any fancy SLR cameras or anything like that. Yeah, I reckon it probably would be good, but honestly, it's just another thing to slow us down. We still like to enjoy our experience of where we're going, so keep it simple, as we say. Who are our best buddies on the road? Well, take it away, Mr. B.
Just Brilliant Adventures of Roz and Dave.
Roz and Dave, absolute firecrackers, those two. We haven't actually known each other for a long time. We only met at Christmas when we were actually camping down in Adelaide.
Correct.
But I feel like we did spark off a really good connection straight away. Could have been perhaps due to military.
Could be.
But you know what? We've just hung out to each other and enjoyed each other's company, and yeah, travel buddies.
Yeah, we get along pretty well, and it's pretty easy to travel with people that you are like-minded. And nothing's too much of a stress and nothing's too much of a hassle, so always good.
Absolutely. What is our favourite go-to meal?
Pizza.
You love pizza.
Being ham, cheese, and you have to have pineapple on a pizza. If you're not having pineapple on a pizza, it's not a pizza.
Yes.
Our second one is a bunno snag.
That's easy. We like to keep it simple as well, and
with onion on top of your sausage too. You can talk now.
I thought this episode might be better as well with a Great Northern, because believe me, it is 5 o'clock somewhere.
Or a Passiona.
Presidio, I think it's called.
Presidio.
One of them. Yeah, so cheers to that. And we're still in the top end, so got to drink the Great Northerns up here.
If we could only travel to one place and stay there forever, where would it be? Very hard question to answer.
I don't think we found it yet.
No, we've been to a lot of great places. We've stayed at a lot of great places. But to pick one place is very, very hard. And like I said, we've only done really about, I'd say, a quarter of Australia. Really. There's so much more out there to see. If I had to pick one place at the moment, I would say...
I can't even pick, so I don't even know what you're going to say. 2 seconds. 2, 1.
No idea.
No idea. There you go. We don't know, honestly. Honestly, we don't know. All right. Oh, this is a bit controversial, this one, with our channel. What is the deal with our paranormal stuff? Is it a fascination, or had we had an experience that got us interested? I'll let you start on this one.
I've always had a fascination with the paranormal, probably more spirits, ghosts as well, from a very young age. I used to have a fear of dying, so I got covered in tattoos with skulls and all that sort of stuff. I've got over that now. But I've had a few experiences when I was younger to do with the paranormal, and I also had a few experiences in the military that had to do with the paranormal as well. One of those experiences was on the boat of HMAS Hobart. If you want to know further, Google HMAS Hobart and the ghosts that are on there. So yeah. What about your experiences?
Well, I have had multiple paranormal experiences overseas and here prior to our travels. And yes, I was intrigued in finding out more. I think when we sort of got together and started traveling, we sort of put 2 and 2 together and thought, why not? As I said, we have had a lot of slack about this on this channel, being Good Different Adventures. So in saying that, if you weren't already aware, we've actually started a second channel.
Veteran Paranormal.
Got the links below as well.
It's all up there. It's a bit behind at the moment, but we're getting through the previous episodes we've done, and we're converting them across to that channel as well.
It's not for everybody, but as we said, we're going to filter a lot of it across, and then all the new stuff, honestly, no filter whatsoever. It is going to be completely raw, and we're just going to put it out there because we don't have to worry about being delicate on this channel with it. So enough said with that.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Oh, gotta love this one.
Who sleeps in the ute when we have a blue?
Well, what's our motto?
Don't go to bed angry with each other.
No, that is definitely what we've gone by. And no, neither of us has slept in Digger nor the Jeep back in the day. What are our names, if you didn't already know, and why do we use Mr. and Mrs. B? I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Amanda.
And I'm David.
There you go. If you didn't know already, they're our names. Why do I call him Mr. B? I guess it just became habit when I needed his attention, because you got to remember he is a little bit deaf. B comes from our surname being Beard, so it was just a no-brainer, Mr. and Mrs. B. It's just stuck, to be honest. I'm thinking that it has been a lot easier for you guys as well, because when we sort of run into people, it's always like, oh, there's Mr. B, there's Mrs. B. So we've sort of just stuck with it, honestly, and I don't know, do you want us to change it? Let us know.
No.
But do you want us to change it? Let us know. I don't know.
It's on my shirts. It's staying.
So there you go. That's that one. Yeah. This has probably been asked multiple times on the Q&As that have come in. So we're just going to sort of cover it the once. How old are we and how do we sustain the lifestyle? And that was a 2-question bonus.
Yep.
Well, I am a very crazy young 52.
And I am 54. And how do we sustain our lifestyle? Well, I was discharged medically from the military, and I now receive a pension, so that's how we sustain our lifestyle.
Yeah.
Although I did have a lot of savings prior to getting out.
And prior to getting out as well, I guess if we take it back a notch, you were working. So you discharged, you were still working. I was working 3 jobs. We just saved and saved and saved. We did live a really good lifestyle, I have to say. And since traveling, things have changed a lot, but it was just from hard work, basically. And we definitely not loaded. So, and what were our jobs before we left to start traveling? What did you do, Mr. B?
So I was in the military, I was in the army. I was in the Navy for 8 years, did a lateral transfer, and spent 22 years and 1 month in the Army. I was an intelligence analyst, specialising in a couple certain areas of that. I was discharged medically from the military, but I'm also a fully qualified personal trainer, qualified in security, qualified as a private investigator, and also qualified as a bodyguard. So when I left the military, I did some work for a friend, and I worked as a bouncer in various nightclubs and venues around Brisbane and the Gold Coast.
There you go. So what did I do? Well, if you haven't worked this out already, I talk a lot. Yes, I am a hairdresser. I have been a hairdresser for over 30 years. I've worked in many salons, and I also did, I guess, a rollover to home hairdressing when my girls were young. I've also worked in high-end jewelry, retail, you name it. I've probably had a go at a lot of different things because I like to keep busy. Anything that I can talk to people, I just love. So yeah, that's basically me. What has been our biggest challenge on the road? Well, I know what it is for me.
It was the accident that we had.
Yeah.
When we come back from Tasmania, we had our van for 7 days, and heading back to Brisbane from Adelaide, we were struck by a P-plater who nearly had a head-on, but actually ran across and struck the van and rode our van off. So
absolutely agree. It was absolutely horrendous. It was our biggest challenge because it left us homeless. You might be thinking, oh, homeless, like, you know, they ended up going back and staying with family, but we don't actually have a home. We were homeless. We then had to deal with all of that. It was a lot of stress. We had to, you know, come back with our whole life in the trailer, and it was just a real struggle. It was a real struggle. I still get emotional about it. It was like, do we keep doing this? What are we going to do now? Yeah, where do we go from now?
But the worst part was where the van was taken was back towards Adelaide. We booked accommodation overnight. We ended up hiring a trailer to drive back to Brisbane, but the thing was we had to drive down that exact road.
It was hideous. On
the way back, and you know, that driving after you've nearly had a head-on was a bit of a confronting sort of experience, especially when you see cars overtake, you know, that are crazy and stuff like that. But
yeah, that was it. But yeah, just as we always say, be safe, guys. What do we do if the other one gets the craps and needs time out? I guess for that, I just go for a walk. You'll go for a drive if need be. To be honest, most days, weeks, months, the last couple of years hasn't been hard. I'm going to say probably when we first left and started this crazy journey, I reckon for me it probably took around about 12 weeks to get into the groove of establishing a pattern. It's not really a routine because it's changing all the time. If we are in remote places, I guess it is a little bit more challenging if you did feel like you needed time out, but there's always a way, you know. You'll always find a way. So
my time out is I'll put on some headphones, listen to some music, or I'll just watch some YouTube.
Yep.
Stuff like that. So it's just about respecting each other's boundaries that you set, and realising that you are going to be in each other's grills 24/7. So you've married a person or you've been in a relationship for a while, you understand what their triggers are, and stuff like that. So it's just about being kind to each other.
Totally. Very, very well said there. This is a paranormal question, but again, thank you so much for it, because it is a big part of what we enjoy doing as well. So where has been the most haunted place that we've been, and are we going to continue to film? So the answer we sort of covered before.
So the most haunted place we've been is Kapunda Hotel in South Australia, and also the Pilliga in New South Wales. If you don't know where the Pilliga is, it's halfway between Coonabarabran and Narrabri.
Yes, we have done 2 full episodes on both of those experiences, and they will be, one is already up on the new channel and the second one will be uploaded soon. Kapunda, definitely don't miss it. It's one of the freakiest places I have ever been, so yeah, be sure to check that out. And yes, the new channel will be getting new spooky. Mr. B, this one's for you.
I know.
Would you ever consider a Unimog? That's one of those really big army trucks, I think, as you were ex-military. And what's your opinion regarding that vehicle?
Okay, great vehicle, good for off-roads if you like uncomfortability. So the old ones, not great on your back. They are a little bit getting a bit old in the tooth at the moment. Still a good vehicle. I personally wouldn't get one. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of expense when things break. If it was a brand new one, that was some we've seen, which is all now digital and everything like that, you know, air cushion seats and everything,
yeah,
probably.
I don't think it's for us at the moment.
No, with my knee and that, getting up and down out of Unimogs, quite big stairs and stuff like that. So if there was no money involved, I would get a brand new one.
Okay, there you go. There's the answer. Alrighty. Have we ever had our setup weighed?
Yes.
I reckon you can answer this one again.
Yes, we did. So,
and that's our current setup that we're in now.
That was just before we sort of left on our second trip. I wanted to make sure everything was legal and everything was right. So we took it and got it weighed. It came in under the GVM, GCM as well.
Yeah.
We had no problems there. Noting that we did get a GVM upgrade on the Hilux, and we had a 200 kilo upgrade on the van. So the van was 2.8. It got upgraded to 3 tons. So even though we're sitting at about 2750 at the moment, fully weighed, everything's inside the green zone, and no problems there. So yeah.
Totally happy with what we're carrying and how our setup is. But the one thing we will note, please guys, if you are considering getaway, because the amount of times we have seen, I don't even know what you call it, traveling with people overloaded. We're not going to get into a hot debate about it, but there are, let's just say there's a lot of people out there with too much stuff, incapable, and it's just an accident waiting to happen.
And also, insurance companies these days are very proactive in not wanting to pay you out. They will investigate. If you find that you're overloaded, you will not be covered under your insurance.
Absolutely, 100%. So definitely get your van weighed.
Yep.
If we were to start a lap, which direction would we recommend? Now, this person, thank you for your comment, is leaving from Brisbane in mid-July. Depends on a couple of things, because we had a chat.
Well, it depends whether you like warm weather.
You set up to start with.
Or whether you like cold weather.
Yeah, if you're asking me, I'd be heading north, because I don't like the cold.
Also, it depends where you are wanting to go. So if you want to go to, say, leaving Brisbane, want to go to Perth, you can go either north, or you can either go south, or you can go straight through the guts. So
yeah,
it really depends on, like Mrs. B said, setup and what you like.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to go south and hit the snow in a rooftop tent, but it could be your vibe. So,
but I wouldn't want to go north and sleep in a rooftop tent in 40 degree heat.
No.
So
I don't know if we really answered it, but again, depends on setup, temperature, and what you want to see.
How and what was the thought process to taking the leap to give up jobs and travel, and what actions did we take? So it was the beginning of COVID. We brought a Jeep and swag, and we used to go camping pretty much every weekend. We then decided to upgrade to an A-Van Adventure Plus pop-up triangle, and then we decided about 10 weeks before we set off, let's just do it. We watched a lot of YouTube, seen what people had, what they were doing, and we sort of got a little bit of the travel bug.
We did. We just sort of thought as well, like, seriously, what's the worst that can happen? We either A, end up divorced, B,
Kill each other.
yeah, that too, or it could work. And that's why I always say it doesn't matter what you have, just give it a go. If you're able to give it a go sooner with what you've got, because there'll never be any time that I reckon you're truly ready. It's like people say, oh, I'm going to start a family when I'm ready and I've got enough money. It never works that way.
Yeah.
So why put this off if you've had a dream and you're able to do it now? Because you know what? Life is short, as I say. You know, who knows what could happen tomorrow? So if you got the opportunity, just do it.
Are you going to be a gunner?
Yeah, or you're going to be a doer. So within 10 weeks, we packed up the apartment, absolutely left our lifestyle, level 52 in the apartment, all the bougie things, the lifestyle, the everything, and you know what? We just thought, let's give it a go. And we did.
Yep.
Have we regretted it? No, we haven't. This is a question that everybody's been wanting to know for a long time. How did we meet and how long ago was it? Take it away, Mr. B.
You're going to.
You chased me.
No, you chased me. Okay, we met on Plenty of Fish, a dating website. She sent me the message first, and the first message was, so where are we going on Wednesday?
We met on Wednesday, the 21st of September 2016.
And then we got married the 18th of September 2018.
Absolutely. And you know what? Life hasn't been the same since. But to put it in a nutshell, after we had that first date, our little line is we had 7 dates in 7 days. They did get a bit crazy because he ended up nicking off down to Adelaide on a bit of a trip to see fam, and I was like, this is like we've only been dating a couple of days. Maybe he's onto somebody. So I flew down, and yeah, we then ended up driving the whole way back from Adelaide in a little 2-seater sports car.
Yep.
And I thought, well, you know what? If we can put up with each other all the way back, then there's probably a chance that this relationship might be going somewhere. And we haven't looked back since. So there you go.
Yep.
This is an important one or two. I think it sort of goes together. Do we have date nights?
Yep.
We do. Before we actually left, date night used to be every single Tuesday night, without doubt. Yep. Even if it be a simple thing, if I was even working late, I would come home and Mr. B would have a nice little dinner ready, or a glass of champers, or it could just be a simple, Domino's pizza, and we'd go and sit by the beach. It doesn't have to be bougie all the time, and I think traveling as well, it is important to have date night with just phones down, sit in front of each other, and you know what? Have a bloody conversation. Alrighty, do we ever do meet and greets on our travels? This is a funny question actually, because we did actually have one before we left, because a fair few people asked, and it was great, so thank you. But the funny thing that we have noticed is a lot of people sort of see us at shopping centres, or at the servo, or we've had people reach out on social media.
In the 4x4 show that was up here, we met through people.
Yeah.
Mindle Beach.
We have, yeah. I reckon since we've been in the top end, we've actually, I think everyone's come up here for winter, but we've actually met a lot of people on our journey up here. And we are approachable, and we do... Who doesn't want to have a chat? Missus have a chat here. And the funny thing that people say is how much somebody over here talks. So there you go, guys. What's the best place and the worst place we've ever visited? Again, this is a really hard one. I'm just going to crack on with it. I reckon the best place, and this is going towards everything that I love. I'm a beach girl. I love the warmth. I love swimming. I've got to say, it is a hard one, but it's Moreton Island for me.
And mine is Fraser Island.
There you go, Island Paradise. And you know what? The thing is, both of those were literally at our doorstep.
Yep.
In saying that, there are so many other amazing places, but it was a hard one, and I had to put it down to all the things that I love. So there you go. Now, the worst place. This one was really bad.
When we did our trip to Cairns
with the Jeep.
Yep, we're on the way back, and I'm not going to mention the YouTube people, but they recommend.
Can I just? Oh, sorry. I'm just going to use
it's
that.
My bell. Don't you touch it.
I've just got to quickly say, I'm not going to name or shame, but we went off this recommendation, and these guys are one of the biggest family YouTubers for probably over 10 years. So I actually believed that it was going to be amazing.
And we got there, and it looked grassy. It looked beautiful in the video.
Riverfront.
Yep, we got there. It was 42 degrees. It was brown dirt.
There was no water.
The creek, the water that was in there was green and stagnant. There was no one to greet us. There was a couple of other people that turned up, and no one had any idea where to go.
I think it was like $60 a night as well, just saying.
So I just went, nah,
We had a big blue. We had a big blue.
Yeah, I went, nah, out of here. And we drove 6 hours to Notch Point.
Alrighty, whose idea was it to start full-time travel and to start this crazy journey of YouTube? Alright, well, I'll start with the idea of YouTube. It was actually my mum. So my mum, and I remember exactly when it was, we were over there having fish and chips, and we were telling them about, you know, what was going to happen with traveling. And mum, bless her, like mum is such a young, in her 70s. She's like, you guys need to start YouTube channel. And I just like, oh, really? Can we be bothered with this? But anyway, she's like, no. So literally in the lounge room, we set up the YouTube, which back then again, because we had the Jeep, was a different channel name, which was Jeep's Adventures. So if you did go right back to the start of our episodes, completely different setup, you'll see Jeep's Adventures and all of that. And then I guess when everything went, I'm just going to call it kaput, we obviously changed over to good different. Whose idea was it to full-time travel?
Both.
Yeah, equal.
Because if you're going to go full-time travelling, it needs to be an equal idea. You don't want to have one person who's 100% and the other person 10%.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely both of ours. What would we do in a new van setup or a build in the way of layout, size, products, batteries, and are we getting a new caravan?
There is
interesting question. Take it away.
There are some plans in the pipeline. We're only at talking phase at this moment. Dual axle, 600 minimum lithium, 1100 solar, airbag leveling, different couch layout.
Yeah, we've noticed a little bit with this couch with Mr. B's knee. It is good, but we feel going back to a different layout will be better, will be a lot easier. More like the cafe style with the
extendable table.
Correct.
The other thing I would definitely get, even if you're travelling in warmer climates, is a diesel heater.
We don't actually have that.
No, so if you do go to colder climates, which obviously going to go at some stage, you've got that availability. I don't want an antenna on any new van because we don't use local TV. We just use what we can from the smart TV.
So that's going to give you a little bit more real estate on your van roof, which is easy going to get you another solar panel. There
is nothing really that I would change apart from the big thing was wanting double axle.
Is there a reason for that? Because I know that we're going to cover that. We did get asked that moving forward. So can you explain on that one?
Well, if you blow a tyre on a single axle, you're going to be down basically to the metal, and you're going to be dragging along the road a little bit. So if you blow one and you've got a dual axle, you've still got another one there.
So you're saying for safety?
Yeah, for safety. It disperses the load over 4 tyres instead of 2.
But in saying that, we have not had a problem with a single axle. Our movability has been amazing. Like we can turn this van on a dime. We can get into so many places within a single reverse.
Yeah, and the other thing that we did chat about is a flat floor design.
Yeah.
So you do not have wheel arches, so you're not losing inside
Space.
your cupboards spaces, and it's perfectly flat. Yeah.
I'm going to say sticking with gas. I feel that a lot of vans now are going gasless, but what's going to happen if, and we know it happens because we've all seen it on other YouTube episodes, things break. So for me, having gas still on board is definitely going to be a necessity. Yes, I do love my little plug-in induction cooker, but for me, definitely keeping gas.
Yeah.
But again, it's back to your individual
The other thing is
needs and
too,
wants.
we've got to stay within the confinements of what we can tow. That's the biggest thing when you're looking at buying a new van, is look at what your vehicle can tow and look at the weight dispersion.
Absolutely. Do we argue about parking, camping destinations, and yeah, this one's not good because this is when we argue, seriously.
Yep. So parking and setting up, I like to get it done quick and nice and easy. Mrs. Bees likes to procrastinate and does not have a sense of urgency doing anything. So we do a little bit about that. Camping spots, sometimes we pull up and I go, this spot is total crap.
Well, sometimes I like to just wing it, and somebody here, prior preparation prevents poor performance. So he likes to be scheduled for everywhere we go. So sometimes it's paid off and sometimes it's not. So then I'm like, well, let's just wing it. And
well, we haven't. We've had some great times, but we've winged it and also ended up in some atrocious spots.
And we've argued. So yes, we do.
Yep.
All right.
Everyone does, guaranteed.
100%. And in saying that too, you know, the best thing to do is, and I know the guys or the girls, whoever's backing in, because I've backed the van in as well, I always stay in the side mirrors, because the side mirrors are big and I'm going like this or going like that, and he's still like,
if I can't see, I just stop.
There's no win. Like, honestly, there's no win-win. I don't know. I don't get it. I just, whatever. Okay. You know what I do? I just get a beer or something. Do we have grandchildren, and do we feel, if so, we are missing out on time with them?
Yes, I have a grandson and a granddaughter, from two different kids. No, I don't think we miss out. Like, I FaceTime most weeks or fortnights.
He puts us in the cupboard sometimes.
Yeah, up his nose, looking at the roof and stuff like that. But,
he's a cracker.
But when we're down there, we take him for the day, and you know, we go to the movies and we go skateboarding, go swimming, you know. We do all that sort of thing, and I don't think I miss out. So, because every week or every fortnight I chat to him, I say, so what have you been up to? And he'll tell me, oh, I've been at school and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And he looks forward to the FaceTime chat. I said though, sometimes he'll just put the phone down, I'm staring at the roof and I'm like, hey, I can't see you, all I can see is the roof.
That's it, 100%. Well, my grandkids, yep, they've both got 4 legs and a lot of fur. So yeah, they're known as the kids, and 2 big German shepherds. And I don't miss out either because we FaceTime. So yeah, that's it on my part. All right, how important is maintaining mental health on the road? Any tips, and how do you find your individual space and self-time?
So, thank you for the person who asked that question. Maintaining mental health is very important. If you don't know, I have been diagnosed with chronic PTSD, anxiety and depression, and that all comes from wartime service in Iraq and Afghanistan. So what I do when I feel as though I'm struggling and stuff, I'm medicated, but I also have a music program that I like to listen to, just to take my mind off things. I find that sometimes being alone is a lot better than being with people, and I do enjoy my own company a fair bit. It is hard. Some days it's harder than others. So yeah, it's it's very important to keep on top of your mental health. So if you are struggling, you know, reach out to a service, or go and speak to a professional, and see if they can help you as well.
Absolutely. I'll leave that one. Moving on. Do we have an end date or a long-term plan?
No end date at all. I'll probably keep doing this until I'm in my 80s or in a mobility scooter.
Hey, in saying that, I saw a really cool scooter the other day.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Long-term plan is to keep travelling.
Yeah.
Unless we find the perfect place. But then if we do find the perfect place, I'll probably continue travelling until I'm ready to settle down.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've only really done the East Coast and Tassie. We've done a little bit of South Australia. So we really haven't done a lot. And
so much more to do.
We've probably done a quarter of Australia. And we're into 2.5 years, coming up to 3 shortly.
Absolutely. And for me too, as in an end date, the thing for me is I've always said, if GDad needs us, then we would definitely come back home.
And we're only flight away.
Absolutely. But if you're up to date, he was living his best life up here in the NT, and he was
fighting crocodiles.
He's not slowing down anytime soon. So you know what, guys, we're travelling for a long time too. Plenty more places. Do we have a home to return to, or did we sell everything?
We sold everything.
Yeah, we don't own anything.
I think we have 4 boxes and a couple of bags at GDad's.
Yeah, absolutely. We just really, I mean, honestly, we kept, I guess, personal things, as in photos, those sort of,
stuff that you would never throw away.
Yeah, but who passes on heirlooms anymore? Like, the kids don't want them. Everything's digital. Like, seriously. So you know what? If you've been hanging on to that dinner set, guys, to pass it on, chances are they don't want it anyway. Alrighty, this is a hot topic, this one, because you know what? Everyone wants to know, evidently, how many knickers I have in the caravan. Do you want to tell everybody how many knickers I have in the caravan?
0.
I don't have knickers in the caravan. I'm totally knickerless.
Yeah, but you wear bathers.
I can't see the purpose in doubling up. I don't want to get too personal, but I love my Brazilian bikini bottoms, and quick, easy.
Who doesn't?
Thanks, Sister V. Oh, well, on that note, clearly, because they got stolen a little while ago. But anyway, I had plenty more in the van.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't have knickers, so that's easy. How did we know it was time to upgrade from the Triangle?
Yeah. So we were due to go to Tassie, and I was due to have surgery when we returned from Tassie for my 3rd knee replacement. So we popped in, had a look at some vans, and within about...
Hang on, can I just say, we had literally
3 hours.
3 hours before we had to get on the Spirit, and somebody wanted to go looking at caravans.
Anyhow, so we looked, found a caravan that we wanted, and decided to get a build done.
We did.
But the main reason was the A-van was a east-west bed. So with my knee surgery, Mrs. B getting in and out, and practicality, we decided to upgrade for that. But we also wanted to upgrade because the A-van didn't have a ensuite.
No.
And we really decided, as we're going to continue further travelling, we really wanted an ensuite. So yeah.
But you got to remember, we only knew the Triangle and we loved it. And we still have conversation about the Triangle because it is a hot talking point when people realise that we actually lived in that thing for so long. But we actually loved it, and it was definitely what started us with the journey. From when you just said, we did decide on a little build to have. So then we trotted to Tassie, and then I guess we had issues with the Jeep, and then things changed pretty quick. We then ended up with the Hilux. We then worked out that the new build of the little Caravan, because it was capable to be towed by the Jeep, that was going to look ridiculous on the back of the Hilux. So we quickly called A-Van down at Geelong, and I've got to say, Vince and Paul down there were amazing, and we still chat to them, the great fellas. They first of all go, you definitely need to change your setup again now. Yep. So they did, and that was the van that we actually picked up literally within 24 hours after spending 6 months in Tasmania.
Yeah.
And yeah, it only lived for 7 days. But anyway,
That's okay.
moving right along. We wouldn't be here today in our situation without that journey. So just saying. If we were to choose a brand new tow vehicle again, would we still make the same choice? And if we did, was there any notable disappointments that we've had so far?
If we had to choose again, I would still choose the Hilux. If money wasn't probably a problem and the vehicle was available, I'd probably get a Tundra, just because it can tow a little bit more and a little bit better power.
Yep.
But no, I'd choose the Hilux again. The only disappointment is the headlights. Come on, Toyota, seriously.
Yeah, it's the globes.
Yeah, so the globes and the headlights and the high beam are atrocious at night. So I will be upgrading them with some steady headlights.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a simple fix. We're absolutely loving the Hilux, 100%. Yeah, can't fault it. Definitely everything that we're needing
Beautiful
at the
to
moment.
drive. Some people say but it doesn't have all the luxuries inside, but it's a workhorse.
Great, love it. For beginners, this question is about insurance. Again, it depends on what you're insuring. My main thing to recommend anybody when they ask me about insurance is just make sure that you have got full coverage on the amount of your caravan, your camper trailer or whatever, and read the fine print, because believe me, it changes over the year. I understand things depreciate, but double check that. Can't stress that enough. Having gone through insurance with our accident and everything, if you missed that episode, we did do a whole talk on it. We are covered with RACQ, have been for 20 odd years, and we're still covered with them today with the Hilux, and for the Caravan, can't fault them at all. Just quickly, with the accident, we were literally paid out within 4 days of the accident, and they were brilliant.
They were.
The other thing with that as well, ultra care. But yeah, look into it. Definitely do not leave without those two things. If we were to free camp, how much water and solar would we need for a couple for around about 3 to 4 days?
Okay, for 3 to 4 days, you probably need, I'm going to say, about 90 litres of water. We did do 13 days on 120 litres of water.
That was showering too, just saying, guys, in Tassie.
Yep. And depends on what you're using for your setup and your power. So I'd say you'd easily get away with 200 amp hour lithiums, as long as you've got the solar to charge it. And you'll be
Easy.
fine for 3 to 4 days.
Living the dream. Who owns the most hats?
Me. I do.
Definitely.
I have about 18 hats at the moment.
You even said the other day that you want to send some back to G-Dads because you've got that many. I'm just like, seriously?
Yep.
You have got so many hats. So yeah, definitely you. Do we find it lonely or too quiet at times? I'm going to say no.
No.
Because I feel like it's a balance. When we are remote, then I feel like it's actually really good. And even saying that, when we've been remote, chances are, I've gone into the server and I've had a chat, because, as you know, I like to chat. So even having that chat has been good to just see somebody new other than you in the car for like 12 hours. What about you? Do you get lonely?
Yeah.
We've got me. Haven't had to use that much today, just saying. This one sort of covers where we were before with another question. If we had our chance again, would we still go single axle or dual?
Dual.
Yeah, I think our change up would be definitely dual. But in saying that, we've not had a single problem with the single axle. Do we ever get spooked at camping areas, free camping? Never. We've never had a feeling of being spooked or unsafe, have we?
No.
No.
If there's weird noises outside, I go outside and check it out. And like I said, do you really want to meet me in the dark outside? Take your chances.
Yeah, absolutely.
Want a shot at the title?
Yeah. And this one probably marries up with the other one. Random weirdos that we might see on our travels, or we might feel, are we going to be taken advantage of? I'm going to say no. We haven't yet experienced that.
No. The only weirdos is people. When you have a huge area and they want to park right beside you.
I feel that maybe they're feeling unsafe, but that does get in our grill, especially when there's just so much area.
Yeah, I feel like going and when I see him next to go, what are your chances of parking next to Psycho?
You know what somebody else told us once? Play bagpipes.
My mum used to do that.
We don't have bagpipes, but play it on like Spotify or something.
And the neighbours used to be loud. My mum used to play bagpipes on full.
Oh dear. I love this one. When are we coming to spend more time in Victoria? I'm so sorry. We did like a quick shush through, and then we like went in a different direction. I think we're known for like heading somewhere and then we end up going somewhere else. So I'm so sorry. We are coming back, I promise you.
Do we sleep with our windows open?
Oh, I love a good breeze. I just love the fresh air. At the moment, since we have been up in the NT for a good while now, we have been fortunate enough to be able to run the aircon, but having the windows open, definitely for me.
Yeah, more when we're off grid.
We had safety, if it is the question that you've asked or you've thought about, is it a safety thing? We've actually not felt unsafe anywhere with the windows open. We do have the two large windows near the bed. I actually do think that the new split windows, which are the two double windows, I actually think they're a great idea because you can just open the top one. But yeah, question answered. Yes, we do sleep with the windows open. All right, this is going to be a hard question to answer because everybody's opinion is different and everybody's needs are different. And through this whole chat that we're having, guys, this is just going on what we do, what we believe in, and how things work for us. So it's not something that you have to... It's not
written in stone.
It's not written in stone. It's just how we are. Okay, what would we recommend for a minimum amount of money to do a lap of Australia?
And we're talking about not working while you're doing the lap.
Yeah, very hard question.
So we estimated probably about 60k, just over about $1,000, 1,100 a week.
Because is this question including, like, do you want to know car rego, car insurance, van insurance? Do you want to include everything? Starlink.
Do you have kids? Do you have pets?
Totally.
Are you single? You know, it's a very hard question to answer.
Are you paying off your car loan?
Yeah.
You know,
are you free camping? Are you staying in parks? You know, activities that you want to do. You know, unexpected incidents that happen. That
breakdowns.
Yeah, things like that. So 60k, and I'm going to say we sort of based it on 2 people because that's the question we sort of got asked.
Yeah.
But obviously if you've got kids and pets and stuff like that.
It's a really hard question.
It is really hard, but I'm just going to say about 60k.
Some people decide they want to do a lap. They want to do a budget. But then when they want to do their lap, they're just treating it as a holiday, which is fine. But when you're full time, unless you've got so much money, it will run out very quickly. We actually know of people that have, you know, started the lap, so to speak, and they've done all these things, and their lifestyle was, you know, expensive bottles of wine and dining out and things like that, which is great if you can afford it.
That's it.
But it does wear very thin as you progress. And in saying that as well, when you head more outback, I mean, we've had days that we've actually spent over $500 in one day on fuel.
Yeah, because, you know, we put in the fair few Ks to get somewhere.
Well, there's a lot of nothing sometimes in between.
Yeah, so, yeah, the biggest thing is your fuel. And then I suppose groceries comes next.
Yeah.
And then...
I think it's just a balance of everything. So, you know what? I hope it's helped, but I think it's very
the best thing
personal.
is to sit down, work out where you want to go and what activities you want to do, and then sort of start making a budget from
100%.
there.
Yep. Do we subscribe to any paid travel apps, and how do we find free camps? Well, I'm going to answer this one because I'm usually in charge of it. We used to use Wikicamps a lot. Absolutely loved it. Thought it was great. $7.99 I think it was back then to subscribe. Then they did a major overhaul, I'm going to say give or take 6 months ago. I really don't like it. It's not happy, Jan. It's gone completely all over the shop. I feel that it's just got a lot of, I don't know.
Well, I'm going to pipe in on this one.
Yep.
So wiki camps got brought out by...
Oh, I think it was like the Big Four or something
Yeah.
like that.
And I've heard a lot of people say that a lot of free camps and wiki camps are not showing up.
No, correct.
Because the people who brought it out want you to stay at their parks.
Spend the money.
It's been slow, it's been inaccurate,
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't even work.
Mm-hmm. And that's sorry to butt in, that's even downloading the offline app.
Yeah.
The offline section as well.
But if you're a wiki camps person
Yeah.
and it works for you,
Go
then
for it.
fine.
But I'm going to share something with you, and we're not sponsored by them at all. Camps Australia, absolutely love it. Do we get sick of dusty roads and missing other people around us? That was a no. Dusty roads. I don't think we've been on that many dusty roads yet, but stick around. I'm sure we'll find some.
Well, not in the new van. The old van we did the Cape.
Oh, the
And we
Cape.
did from Porcupine Gorge to Inot Springs. That was dusty as.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The red dirt. Oh, my God. The top end, as in, like, the Cape. We did the Cape in the wet season.
Oh, we did
what
a
were
fair
we
few,
thinking?
We did a fair few dirt roads on that in Adelaide in this one, but because we've got the...
The Dometic dust reduction system.
Yeah.
Oh, works a treat.
Yeah.
Get that in your build.
The only thing I'm going to put on the door is a liner sort of thing.
Yes.
Just to protect the door when we go on some more adventures.
Absolutely. Alrighty, this question is probably not the greatest, but everyone wants to know about this one. The toilet question. Do we do number 2s in the caravan? And if we're travelling outback without a dump point, how do we dispose of the toilet, you know whats? And do we use liners? It's a lot of question, isn't it?
Okay, no to liners.
Well, hang on a minute. I know, sorry guys, if you don't want to listen to this part. We did use liners when we had the triangle.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm going to say that they're actually really good because we had that little porta potty toilet set up.
Yes.
And that was good. But we don't use them in this van.
No. Yes, do number 2s in the van.
We do. If we have to.
If you've got to go, you've got to go.
That's right. And we've never had a problem. And if you have been watching, I empty the toilet.
Anyhow, you've just got to be mindful. If you can do a waz outside, do a waz outside. It's no different to your dog doing a waz.
No.
So-
Pop the leg. Do
Yep.
a was.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that.
So we haven't gone long enough to have to stress about having to empty the toilet being remote. The other thing you can do is get a second cassette. And in saying that, if you were to do a new build or change up your system, there's different toilets available now that you don't have to use water and so forth. So maybe check out that. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay. What size van do we have? Well, thank you for the question, but if you're asking us this, I don't reckon you've been watching us for very long because we have said it a few times.
Yep.
And we've shown the van a fair few times.
It's
But
an
it's-
18.6
Yeah, 18.6.
single axle.
Love the size of it actually.
Yeah.
Plenty enough room for us. Would we go any bigger? Probably not much bigger. This question. This old chestnut. This one is a funny one. Do I have any photos when I was a grid girl? I don't even know how this came up. But
'Cause
anyway.
I mentioned it to someone in a post that someone was saying how hot you were.
Really? Thank you so much if you thought that. No, I don't. It was a little bit before the time of, everyone had a phone that took a photo and stuff like that, and they're still at GDAD. So if I manage to get one, I'll be sure to share it, but no, I don't. Yes, I did work on all the big racing corporate boxes and all that sort of thing. That was like another job that I loved doing, but that was way back. How many times, if any, have we been pulled up for a random way on our setup by the state road authorities?
Never, ever.
No, we haven't.
Have we? We've seen lots of other people. I've got no problems if they do pull me over. So, not worried at all
No.
about that. But no, we've never been. We've seen them there,
Yeah.
but never been pulled over.
No, exactly. All right, Mr. B, do you have a motorbike license, or will you be getting that when we get the Harley?
No, I do have a motorbike licence and still going through with my surgeon. So he just wants to check strength and functionality of the knee still. So,
That's
but
it.
everything's going fairly okay.
But we won't be buying a bike to tow around Australia. Just saying. When we had the triangle, did we have any weight issues or tow ball weight issues?
No.
We were all under, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
And the good old little Brucey, the shorty Jeep,
Yep.
played the triangle like a treat.
No toe ball issues. We had that all checked and weighed when we were having some services done.
Yeah. I've just noted you haven't used your buzzer much today.
No.
Been going good. Alrighty. And you know what? This one's for you, Bev, but you're not the only one. Everyone wants to know, when am I coming back to cut your hair? Well, I'm not quite sure, but I have been providing my services along the way. So I have been, keeping my scissors in action. But no, I don't have an answer for when I'm coming back to cut your hair. So you'll just have to keep, chugging on or wearing a hat or putting your hair in a ponytail. How do we cope being away from our children, even if they're adults? Well, I have 2 daughters. I speak to one and she's very needy. We speak at least
40
plus times a day. If she can't reach me, she'll call you.
Yep.
But in saying that, I absolutely love her. Wouldn't change it for the world. Starlink definitely keeps us connected.
Yep.
I think FaceTime, just phoning, texting, that's how we deal with each other. And I think too, when we have gone back to see each other, it doesn't feel like we've missed out on a whole heap of time, because we actually just talk all the time. Probably drives you crazy.
Yeah, sometimes.
And she's got a really loud, annoying ringtone, so we definitely know if she's calling.
That's what I'll do next time.
What about you?
Okay, I have 3 children and I don't talk to any of them, as we are a totally dysfunctional relationship.
Yeah, it's a hard one. Keeping it real. So yeah, it has been challenging, but I think in saying that, it was like that before we started traveling, and we have met a lot of people on the road as well that have shared their story about that, so thank you as well.
So if you have a dysfunctional family, don't think you're the only one.
No, and don't think that you're going to lose your family by traveling. I think that's maybe where I'm going to get to with that, because if your friends or family truly want to be a part of your life, it doesn't matter where you are. And I also feel in saying that too, the ones that really value the friendship, going to friends, they will really support what you're doing. The ones that you've got to watch out for that will try and say negative things or shut it down if you are thinking of taking this journey or this step.
Yep.
And chances are, when you do go and do it, you won't actually hear from them anymore, because they're probably just wishing that they could do what you're doing.
Yeah,
That's what I'm going to say.
But if I'm in the same location as my kids, I will try to contact them and say, I'm here, would you like to catch up? And
Yeah.
most of the time
We do that.
we do.
Yeah,
Yep.
we both do that, definitely. But again, every family has its ups and downs. But yeah, it's
very common these days.
That's
Very,
it.
very common
Exactly.
these days.
Well, on that note, as I say, I think we've covered all of our questions.
If you have any more, send them through.
Oof, yeah, I
And we'll
hope.
answer them online.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's anything that we can help you with, if you've lasted this long, thank you.
Just remember, you don't have to have everything to get out there on the road and start travelling.
No.
So, on that note,
Yeah.
go on adventures,
Oh, yeah.
have fun. When out there, please be safe.
Absolutely, guys. And we hope you've loved this different episode from us, and we will see you next episode.
Oh, and if you see us out there, don't be afraid to say hi. I'm not that scary, really.